This is the ultimate armor I forged with my own hands, built to harness the divine essence I plundered from the gods. I embedded the brain of the god of wisdom into my skull, gaining the vast knowledge of the ancients. I implanted the heart of the god of life into my chest, seizing the power to rule the world. I set the all-seeing eye of the sky god into my eye socket, gaining the ability to see through every trick my enemies could ever devise. Finally, I mounted the celestial wings of the guardian god, breaking free from the pull of the earth so I could soar across the stars. With the power of all the gods converged within me, my body reached its absolute peak in an instant. My strength surged to its ultimate limit, and I ascended to become the supreme god of the universe. In that moment, my confidence was through the roof. I felt unstoppable. I rushed toward the sun, God's arc of creation, because I was still missing one last artifact worthy of my stature, the scepter in my father's hand. The sun god had just fought off an invading chaos beast and was sitting in exhausted silence, as if he had long known I would come.
I noticed the tower. Impressive.
I built it for you.
If it were any taller, it would be in my way.
The moment I arrived, I boasted to my father about everything I had achieved. But the sun god was disgusted by what I had done, murdering my brother to seize his throne, hunting down his former wife, slaughtering the gods. He hoped I would come to my senses. I demanded to know why he had been so unfair to me, banishing me to the scorching wasteland and stripping me of the ability to have children. Meanwhile, my mediocre brother got to rule Egypt, living comfortably along the cool banks of the Nile, worshipped by the gods, and even fathering an heir to carry on the throne. Now I had unified the realm of the gods by my own hand, proving once and for all that the sun god's decision back then was nothing short of foolish. But the sun god told me it had all been a test he had designed. He passed the throne to his firstborn, the god of life, and the god of life did not cling to power. He was able to let go of everything, to rise above worldly desires, and so he passed the test of resisting power. As for placing me in the desert, that was meant to forge my mind and test my endurance against eternal solitude. This was, in truth, the succession rite the sun god had set for me. If I could endure this ultimate trial, I would take my father's place and become the lord of all gods. But with that supreme honor came an eternal duty, to stand guard forever in this void, holding the line against the chaos beast, protecting the peace of the mortal world. The reason he took away my ability to have children was to spare me the same torment he endured, the constant ache of missing them. Even though I had slaughtered the gods, and my sins were beyond forgiveness, the sun god was still willing to give me one last chance to repent. As long as I took on the duty of guardian, all my past crimes would be wiped clean. But in my eyes, this so-called fatherly love was nothing more than a pitiful handout. Why would I ever accept being trapped in the void for eternity, locked in an endless battle with the chaos beast? What I truly craved was immortality and dominion over the universe. To achieve that ambition, I would have to seize my father's power of creation, tear down every order the sun god had ever built, destroy everything he had ever made, and reshape the world into an inferno that burns for all eternity, and in doing so, claim my place as an everlasting god. When he heard my plan, the sun god finally erupted in fury. His rebellious son had crossed the point of no return, and he had no choice but to strike down his own flesh and blood. Father and son each unleashed our true divine forms. Scepter and blade collided with a deafening crash. The sun god swung his scepter, and a torrent of blazing solar fire surged toward me, forcing me to my knees in an instant. At first, the sun god was fully confident. No being in existence could withstand the true fire of the sun, but I was no longer the god I used to be. Against all odds, I endured the full force of an energy that could incinerate everything in its path. In the split second my father stood stunned, I exploded forward and drove my blade straight into his chest. I ripped the scepter from his grasp, channeled the primal power of the sun, and without a shred of mercy, cast the Lord of all gods into the river of life, plunging him into an endless slumber. The almighty sun god, fallen by my hand.